Hello, this is Sunday. It's February 19th, and we are moving into Module 7 of our online astronomy course. Module 7 is going to be all about the terrestrial planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, which we've already covered in the previous module, and Mars. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the terrestrial planets. The terrestrial planets are similar in some ways. They are all small. They are dense. Mercury, Venus, Earth, our moon has a density of about 5 times the density of water. Mars is smaller, and it has a density, as it turns out, about 3 times that of water. Now, Mercury has great similarity to our moon. It has no atmosphere, it's covered with craters, and it is the closest planet to the sun. Okay. Venus, the next one out, is in a lot of ways a twin of our Earth. It's about the same size, it has about the same mass, but in some ways it's very different, as we're going to find out. Then out beyond Earth, there is Mars. Mars is about half the size of Earth, and it has a very, very thin atmosphere. Now, the planets are also different in many ways. As I said, they are all small. They are denser than the outer gaseous giant planets, and they are rocky. They're made of rocky stuff. Even below Earth's oceans, there is rock. But they are different. And Mercury, as I said, has no atmosphere. Venus, Earth, and Mars do have atmospheres. Now, Venus's atmosphere, it has a thick blanket of carbon dioxide. Its atmosphere is made of carbon dioxide. And as you know, carbon dioxide is a very potent greenhouse gas. Sunlight comes in, hits the planet's surface, but it can't get out again because the carbon dioxide absorbs it. And that has heated up Venus until its temperature is higher, even that of Mercury's, the closest planet to the sun. So, as we learned about the greenhouse effect last week on Earth, and Earth has a relatively small percentage of its gases in the form of carbon dioxide. But it's not the percentage that counts, it's the number of atoms. And as you move out to Mars, Mars has a pure carbon dioxide atmosphere, just about pure carbon dioxide, except it has very, very few atoms. And so it doesn't even have as much of a greenhouse effect as our Earth has right now. And that's one reason why Mars is just so cold. You know, its average temperature is way below freezing, and even in the summer, it doesn't even get up to 60 degrees. Mars right now is where we are focusing our exploration. We first landed on Mars. The 2 Viking landers landed on Mars in 1976 for the nation's bicentennial. And since 1997, we have had a continuous presence on Mars. You know, we've had orbiters, we've had landers, we've had rovers, we've had all sorts of instruments sampling the Martian surface. And the most recent one is in this picture behind me. Its name is Perseverance. I'll move to the side so you can see it. It's about 1 ton. It's the size of a VW bug, something like that. And it moves around the Martian surface. It can drill holes into the rocks to take samples. And from those rocks, from those samples, those holes, it can extract dirt. And it puts those dirt in little tubes like you see on the surface here behind me. And those tubes will be picked up by a later mission and returned to Earth. So that's going to be pretty cool. Also, Perseverance has a little Mars helicopter on it, a little drone called Ingenuity. And that was just taken up there just for a test flight to see if it was even possible, if it was going to work. And it was so successful that it's now being used to scout ahead. The really great things about Perseverance here, the one before it, Curiosity, and the two before that, Spirit and Opportunity, they found conclusive proof that Mars was once a wet planet. It had salty oceans, and we found signs of that, geological evidence of that everywhere. And so probably very early in its history, a lot of the entire northern half of Mars was covered by an ocean. That means that Mars' atmosphere had to be different too, because otherwise, with Mars' present atmosphere, that water would leave very quickly. There still is water on Mars, but it's frozen in polar ice caps or frozen under the ground in the form of permafrost. But back then, there was water on the ground. We see evidence of huge floods that cut through rocks and formed canyons deeper and wider than our own Grand Canyon. And of course, where there is water, there's a good chance we're going to find evidence of past life. And in fact, that was the mission of Perseverance, to find evidence for ancient life. So that mission is continuing, and it's really, really very exciting. So that's what is in Module 7. Mercury, Venus, not so much on Earth, and then Mars. Now, the module after that, Module 8, will finish off the 4 modules on the solar system, and that will cover the gas giant planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and all the other objects that are in the solar system. So before we go, I want to pull up Stellarium, and I'll just mention that tomorrow is a new moon. So tomorrow at exactly 5 minutes past midnight. So tomorrow morning, very early, it's a new moon, and then the new moon will start, growing. It'll be, its other side will become lit as it moves to the other side of the sun. So let's just see Stellarium here, and I can show you something that will be in the sky this week. Here we go. And here's Stellarium. This is for, you can see this is February 21st. So this is set for Tuesday. And it's set for about 7 in the evening. So just soon after sunset. If you wait too long after sunset, this view will be gone. But what you have in the sky are Venus and Jupiter very close together, and right underneath the moon. Now let me zoom in on the moon, and you can see this is just one day, or barely a day, after the new moon, and you can see it's just this very, very sliver of a crescent. So if it's clear on Tuesday evening, go out and see if you can see that. And if you miss it on Tuesday, you can wait a day until the 22nd, until Wednesday, and then the moon will have moved up next to Jupiter, and just a little bit more of the moon will be lit up. And so that's just a really, really pretty sight to see. And I hope you'll take this opportunity to see it. So I hope you enjoy learning about the terrestrial planets, enjoy learning about how we've been exploring Mars. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. So until then, bye-bye.